What's up, everybody? Welcome to Fanatically Speaking. I'm Kent.
I'm Logoff. I'm the Logoff legend. And we're here to say everything that every fan is thinking, but louder and probably a little crazier. Get ready. This is Fanatically Speaking with Kent and Logoff. You know what's funny? Like, I'm not a social media hater. I'm a social media hater. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want people to think that I get on the internet and start hating people on social media. That's not what I do.
The first half was absolutely horrible. You know, just inept offense, inept defense, special teams, you name it.
I'm going to turn into Oprah. Why were you so angry?
He sucks this season. This game, whatever's going on, right? And the very next pitch, guess what they do? They double homer, and he's like, "Told you, Dad. Why are you always knocking down people?"
You got the highs and the lows.
Yeah, so I do that.
You need the highs and the lows, and
so I do that. Yeah, but
I'm trying to be the voice of reason here.
I am what I am. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Fanatically Speaking. I'm Kent, the co-host and promoter.
I am Logoff. I am the Logoff legend, the hater of social media. I'm the co-host and producer of the show.
All right, today we got I guess the episode is fun. Instead of just a fun topic, it's the Halloween season. So we thought it'd be nice to put together a whole episode based on Halloween, but then sports
dedicated
related
to Halloween. It's one of the funner holidays that I'll slightly entertain as a holiday to participate in. I mean, look, it involves candy. Like, I can't say no to candy.
So again, you're not just a social media hater; you are also a holiday hater.
Yes, I am a holiday hater. I hate holidays the same way I hate TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Make sure to follow us on Fanatically Speaking, at Fanatically Speaking. So you take all those social media platforms and you include 4th of July, Valentine's Day, Christmas, and Thanksgiving, and you put them all in the same bucket. I hate them all equally.
Yeah. I can't agree with you. I can't agree with you on some of those. Definitely,
some of those, yeah. No, I know you're a holiday guy, and I don't. Yeah. And we can we'll let everybody a little inside baseball for my holiday hatred. I try not to hate. I try not to ruin it for others. It's just for me.
No, you're good. We just just a fun fact for everybody.
Yes, it is.
While we're on the holiday theme, Halloween edition of Fanatically Speaking, the big one, the first one here, the first topic we get into is sports villain.
I've got a lot of. We had some qualifiers that we put on this, and I think it's kind of better to always kind of clarify what we're talking about when we talk about like who's a good sports villain and what makes a great sports villain. And some of the key notes you have on here is, is it them winning all the time? Is it us, kind of just being sick of seeing their face? Is it like their social media activity? Is it ways that they behave on the field during play, maybe outside of the game? So, it's kind of a lot of ground to cover when you talk about the things that make you think of someone as a villain.
Yes, and I got a quote, and the quote is from my favorite superhero, Batman. So, this is. I thought about this when you talk about winning, and you start becoming the villain, like Michael Jordan did in the '90s a little bit. The Cowboys. We talk about that team in general, them just all being villains. And then you talk about like Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady. You start hating these guys because all they do is win. So Batman, from the famous quote, of course, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
And while I know what that quote means on the surface, I mean, the more you think about it, it's kind of dumb. But it's like, as long as you continue to do well and people like you, no one's going to hate you for some reason. Maybe that quote kind of dives into, like, at some point you're going to go sour. At some point you're going to do things that upset and anger people. Therefore, you'll become the villain. Maybe that's what they were getting at. But, I mean, I think it's true in terms of, like, winning. Because, like, me growing up, I never liked Jordan because he did win all the time. And I did view him as, my opposition as a villain. Even though I didn't even have a team, I just wanted
Yeah.
to see him lose.
Yeah, again, you get that winning fatigue, and you're getting it now with Mahomes. We got it with Brady, and that lasted forever. So I do see where you become a villain by winning. But then you also have, I think a good example is like Kobe Bryant
That's a good one.
he was liked, and then of course what made him a villain was off the court stuff, and then he won, and then you heard things about like the way he I guess treated teammates, things like that, and then after he retired, man, he was like he was a hero. Then he was like, okay,
he was a beloved figure. I think his Q rating skyrocketed after he left the NBA. I could agree with that.
yeah, you got to see a different side of him too. So that's the person that definitely switched it around. I don't think Tom Brady's made it there yet because I don't think people necessarily like his commentary and the way he got that job, and we've talked about that before.
True. And the other thing I'll say about this is just kind of the natural cultural celebrity perspective that the public has as a whole. We love to see someone who was at the top fall. We like watching that fall from grace and watching them fail. I mean,
Yeah.
when I say celebrity, I mean through all walks of life. You talk about just kind of like, you could take like Robert Downey Jr., ups and downs,
Yeah.
Mariah Carey, ups and downs, so when you look at it it's the same thing with an athlete, like they're popular figures. So sometimes it's like, hey, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, you guys are winning these championships. You know what? We want to see you guys take a L. Hey, LeBron, you're making it to the finals every year. You know what? We want to watch you get swept. So I think there's that component too, where you kind of get, it's just a natural fatigue, like you said, but also, as a whole, we like to see people fail, and in some cases we want to see them fail so that we can pick them back up. But some people we want to see them fail and stay at the bottom, and they just continue to hate them.
For sure. And on the other side of that, then you have, we got a list of a few names, right? We went through what makes a sports villain. Here's just a short list of the ones that came to mind that are like either more recent or have just stayed a villain for whatever reason. One, not a player, owner, Jerry Jones.
That's a good one.
Angel Reese.
Angel Reese is a good one.
She gets a lot of, You mentioned KD, LeBron. I think they didn't get it. I don't think they got it so much for on the court stuff. I think, KD, chirping back at people, LeBron just doing LeBron things. But then sometimes, you start really focusing in on people and the way they act. And then it's the whole, I guess it's I don't know if it's the commercials. It's like you said, it's shoved down your face, and I know, again, you don't watch wrestling, I watch wrestling. So John Cena was one athlete, sports here. So John Cena was one that was shoved down people's throat, and people started booing him. And eventually he went into movies and kind of faded out. Now he's on his retirement run, it's almost over, and everybody loves him. They appreciate him more.
Got it.
But again, it's that thing of, like you said, the winning, but then also I think the commercials, the shove down your throat, telling you this, and you got to have that personality. And I think Mahomes has a good personality, but at the same time, then you see the stuff on the field. When you start crying for flags, when you start, flopping, which was LeBron, again, he was a flopper, Mahomes is a flopper. It makes people not like you. It makes you a villain in a sense, right?
Well, and listen, and we can do this all day in terms of athletes being considered a villain. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Like there's players who've built their entire careers off of being villains. I mean, Bad Boy Pistons, yes. Charles Oakley, Ron Artest, Dennis Rodman. There's absolutely a lane. Draymond. Like there's a lane for being the bad guy. Remember, it was I thought it was a brilliant campaign. I believe it was the Kevin Durant. I think it was called the Kevin's Not Nice, Nike campaign, where it's like, hey, he's kind of a jackass at times. He's a bad guy. there's absolutely a lane for being that, and I think someone like you said, like a Jerry Jones, I think he's aware that the things that he does annoys everyone outside of the Dallas Cowboys universe. He's aware that it upsets them, but it keeps him in the forefront. It keeps him in front of everyone, which helps for popularity. Again, Floyd Mayweather effect. You're either going to watch the fights to watch him get knocked out, and a tiny percent are going to actually watch those fights to see if he's going to win. And I think Jerry Jones has kind of mastered that as an owner. And, we see his face. We already know the things he's going to say, and it doesn't even surprise us anymore.
No. And you mentioned players. I think when you mentioned like a Rodman and Oakley and Draymond, I think Charles Oakley was the original, right? We named people. We talked about what it could be. Well, Charles Barkley, yeah. So we talked about these guys. Like you talked about Charles Oakley. Charles Barkley was the first, or maybe the original that started. Like I said, he's spitting at guys and a cameraman or someone actually hit a kid, and then he said, "I'm not a role model." So we had that, but we talked about all these people. But I want to get into we talked about why though also, right? So was it the winning? Is it their persona? Is it their attitude? Is it on the court, on the field, off the court, off the field? Tiger Woods, right? I mean, he was loved, and then all of a sudden a scandal hits.
Yeah, no, Tiger Woods is a good one, and I think it was actually coupled with a lot. It was coupled with the winning, dominant winner. Like we knew he could always win. He has a scandal with his now ex-wife. And police showing up, and I think what turned him into a villain in that is that it was so many questions, and with all the information, with all the cheating, they were doing interviews with the women he was cheating with and everything.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that kind of made him a villain was that there were so many questions that we never really got answers to. It was an unclear what was going on. But there was never any concrete, here's the full story on this. And I think that kind of helped because, at the end of it, for some of these, we could talk about, mention Kobe, we could talk about OJ. There's actual court documentation, police interviews, where you can see what happened, and it helps you either I'm going to love you or hate you. I'm either going to support you, or I'm going to root against you. And Tiger's an interesting one because there's still a lot of unanswered questions.
So to go with that, Tiger one though is that he plays a sport that you would never, it's golf. So not only was Tiger squeaky clean, he was also, playing a sport like golf. So that really just hurt his image. And then you mentioned OJ, and again OJ. When you're alleged murderer, that kind of will make you a villain pretty much from the get-go.
Yeah, well, there's...
That'll do it. If there's a way to be a villain, be alleged murderer.
No,
of an ex-wife at that.
Yeah, and we can do that, but I at the same time I could flip it and say there's some alleged murderers who've seen the skate because Ray Lewis seems to be doing quite well. So, people just kind of, gloss right on by it. So, it's fun. And
Tanya Harding. There we go.
Tanya Harding. No, Tanya Harding's a great one. And again, hold on. And this is what I meant when I made, because I kind of felt foggy when I was going over the Tiger Woods thing. But Tanya Harding's a great one. Think about all the things that we know happened. Full investigation.
That's a big one.
Yeah, it was a huge one, man. And now I want to say that stuff. I want to say the Tanya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan stuff lasted 5 years?
It lasted, forever. I know now people are listening they may or may not, depending on how old you are.
It was huge, everyone.
But it was just you could put it up there with the OJ, right? It's probably second place for a sports scandal like that. And especially, again, I mentioned golf with Tiger Woods. You don't think of stuff happening in golf. You don't think of stuff happening in women's figure skating. And yet there was a hit to take out the competition.
Yeah. No, yes, it was an organized hit. Yes. And it was ridiculous. It was something we'd never seen before. Taking
so
place.
Cartoonish.
Yeah. And it's wait a minute. It's figure skating. You mean there's violence and injuries? What are you talking about? They're skating on razor blades.
like a dude behind a curtain comes out with a bar to hit a woman in the leg.
Hey, that's how you do it, man.
But
That's how it
again,
goes.
forever, Tanya Harding is a sports villain. Maybe top 5.
Okay.
Top 10.
Oh no,
If we would-
I would
if-
absolutely agree with
yeah.
that. I
Yeah,
would
she's
agree
up
with
there
that.
with she's up there with the juice.
Diabolical, man. Just yeah, we're gonna literally take out my competition because I don't think I can compete with her. You know, no, that's a damn good one. All right, so Kent, so if you had to right now today, and I know it's kind of an oxymoron to say your favorite sports villain in a way.
My favorite.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, but if you had to kind of pick, I guess the one where you see them as a villain and you're like, they're kind of my poster child for who the modern now today sports villain is. If you had to pick a name, who would you go with?
Today.
Today, right now, today.
Man. Man. She says she's not a villain, but everything she does is villainous. Right? I mean, she's a very if there was a villain, I think, and I'm not, if I get flack for this, I don't care. If I'm going to compare her to like a cartoonish villain, Angel Reese is I think she's the villain. Like, she's my top one right now. And I want to call her Two-Face because I think there's times where, she's on the runway model now, as a model for Victoria's Secret. She does her commercials. She's got her shoes. She smiles. She tries to, be girly and pretty and all these things. But then there's that other side that, she's, always saying something about something, right? And that's the only thing. And it doesn't really back it up, and it's kind of it's died off. But first thing that comes to mind right now is Angel Reese for me.
Okay.
And not personally. I'm just telling you why. I am saying it's my top one just because I think there's so much that comes with her, right? She's just polarizing where she's going to get love on this side and hate on the other. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Well, yes. And I understand why you chose her. She's a good name to have on this list. And I think it's because she embraces the villainous attitude that she has. And this is where we were talking earlier about how there's absolutely a lane. I mean, I'll give you all of the WNBA's history. Can you name another WNBA player that you would classify as a villain?
I can name a bunch of them.
No. I mean that.
WNBA.
Correct.
WNBA.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, in the WNBA, this is new. This is new for their sport. And
outside of her teammate, the season previous of Kennedy Carter, but
again, that's more within the WNBA.
The game. Yeah, outside.
Angel Reese is considered a sports villain in the streets. You know what I mean? Because there were some people who never really liked Diana Taurasi. I personally love Taurasi. You could say that, but that was all pertaining to basketball. It was all pertaining to the WNBA and how tenacious, how her tenacity in wanting to be a winner. But for Angel Reese, it's all the other things. It's all the other activities. She's at every big event, and I think it works for her because she's embraced it, and it has absolutely. And I would love to have a discussion with her and have her try her hardest to deny this, but it has absolutely skyrocketed her as a personality. The endorsements that she receives, the presence that she has absolutely been magnified by the drama with Caitlin Clark, by the drama with her at LSU, flashing the whole ring thing, by clashing with her own teammates in her own locker room on her own team.
Calling them out
Publicly. Those are things that absolutely boost her profile. And the only thing I'll say, and I'll just kind of end it on this because I don't want to turn this into a whole Angel Reese podcast. But the one thing that I'm going to say about it that I respect is that for me, she keeps throwing herself into it, which makes it okay for everyone else to continue to throw shit as well. The subject matter that surrounds her constantly, she plays a role in it. This isn't just us making, accusations and throwing
No.
things at her. She's actively involved in her own drama, which I think makes it okay for us to call her a villain.
Well, I think it's also she's the one who actually called herself the villain. I think mainly she called herself that, so then it's kind of like, yeah, you are because of this, that, and the other. But give her credit. There's a whole social media about, making fun of her missed lets and missed shots and her bad basketball and the me bounds, and she's capitalizing off of it, right? She went and took that raise, and she's gonna market it and make money off of it. So good for her.
Yeah, no, good for her. It's worked.
Who you got?
I mean, if I have to pick a villain, it's tough. I typically don't get wrapped up in the off the court stuff, so I kind of like to to stick to whatever a sport is, to stick to and interesting enough, mine's going to be basketball too, but it's going to be NBA, and I'm going to pick Kevin Durant as my favorite sports villain.
Yeah.
And it's because it's been career long. He started off, with OKC, very humble, won an MVP, made it to a championship. And then he tried his hardest to. He's a low profile kind of guy, and he just wants to play basketball. Going to Golden State absolutely boosted him into the villainous role. It's like, okay, you're ring chasing.
Yep.
You're going to
Right.
join the team that eliminated you. It worked out great. In my mind, Kevin Durant became a villain when he left OKC, went to go play for Golden State after losing to them the previous year, joined them, won some championships. Okay, he was the villain. They were the team to root against. He tears his Achilles, leaves Golden State, goes to Brooklyn. Fizzles there, never really got off the ground there. Then goes to Phoenix. And then the second everything falls apart there in Phoenix, he's out the door in Houston. So it's my favorite pick as a villain because he's had such a long career of doing things that people don't necessarily like. All of them within the sports realm. We don't really even know him as a person. We don't know a lot about, as famous as Kevin Durant is, I don't know who he's dating. I don't know if he has any kids. I just, I know his mom, his mom's always at games and stuff, but like him, he's still one of the rare mythical athletes that you don't really know a ton about, but we know that he can play basketball and he loves that, he loves the game, he loves the sport. It's just that his choices and decision making, it's just like, come on, man, like you're too good for that. Yeah. And that's one of the things that I think, makes him a villain.
Yeah, I think you talk about, switching teams. Well, obviously free agency is one thing, but you can become a villain in free agency. LeBron left Cleveland and he kind of made him a villain. Then KD, like you said, leaves OKC, becomes a villain. Then he leaves the Warriors with the Draymond drama. But he again, becoming a villain more. You start, when you're a superstar player, and he is a superstar player, when you continuously get out of situations, then you're kind of placing the blame on others and not yourself, or you're just the issues that are going on, whether that be winning, losing, or just drama. I think that adds to his villainous persona.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, when the going gets tough, that dude takes off. And I understand it's his career. I understand that. I respect him for wanting to make a change in the scenery. He's got that kind of power. He's one of those rare kind of players. But people are going to look at you sideways, man. And, I'm a big fan of going down with the ship. If things are going to crash and burn and you played a pivotal role in it, don't try to escape and get out of there like you played a role in it. And if everyone else is going to have to suffer, we kind of want to see you have to suffer too. So when you take off and run and go to a different team, anytime things get rough, people are going to look at you differently, and he's going to have to live with that. He's good at it. He owns it. He eats it. He was embracing opening night versus OKC. Mm-hmm. He's embracing the crowd, saying, "Yeah, boo me too." That's fine.
Mm-hmm. I think I saw a video recently of him and Gary Payton, senior.
Okay.
Going at it back when he was with Phoenix, I believe it was last season, maybe. And there's I think it's in the documentary, wherever that is. But him and Gary Payton going back and forth.
Yeah, Gary Payton on the line of good sports villains too. That's an interesting name. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess he's a villain. You know, we named a lot of basketball or people that you could see their face. I mean, football is like a dangerous sport. You know, a violent game.
But
It's
you
easy to set.
you know who the sports villains were in the NFL.
Well, I mean, you do, but I'm gonna save the NFL for the scary athletes portion. So,
Fair enough. No, that's all right. So I added something to the topic list, and I did it mainly because this is the Halloween themed episode, and the first thing that comes to my mind when I hear Halloween is candy. And that actually triggered an article and actually it was an article, and then almost like a small docuseries on Dwight Howard from years ago. I want to say this was in like 2016, and what it did was it actually followed like his dietary regimen, which consisted of let's just say a diabetic coma amount of of sugar that he was eating eating every day. And it's an interesting article, and I'm going to see if I can find the video of it, and maybe I can add it to the podcast posting. But
okay.
but his diet contained an additional 5,500 calories a day coming just from candy. Now, he had some hits and misses when it comes to candy, so I'm going to judge him on this a little bit. But he would eat Skittles, Starbursts, Rolos, Snickers, Mars bars, Twizzlers, Almond Joys, Kit Kats, and his favorite, apparently, Reese's Pieces. Okay, now he had an assistant, and I remember this vividly. He had an assistant whose job and responsibility was that when he was getting out of practice, to have all of the snacks scattered and displayed across the back seat of his car, so that while Dwight Howard was driving home from practice, he could literally just reach back blindly, bam, got me some Skittles, boom, got me some Snickers, boom, got me some Kit Kats. And it's a comical amount. Have you ever heard of this story at all? So is this your first time hearing it?
This is the first. I had never heard of this.
Yeah, it's an insane video to watch. And I mean, of course, Dwight Howard's rich, so I'm sure, the dental work that comes from the damage of eating all of this sugar. Yeah. His teeth are going to rot for sure. But it was easy to kind of, as a visual, to see this. And keep in mind, no one, even to this day, even while, Dwight Howard is a broadcaster, I don't think we've ever seen someone who has been in shape throughout their entire career like that. Like, the dude was an Adonis. He was always in shape while consuming this, comatose level amount of sugar. It was, on average, everything that he ate was in like 230 calories a bag. It came out to an additional 5,500 calories a day just from candy. And the dude was always in shape. Always chiseled. There's never been one year where it's like Dwight Howard looks a little heavy. So even while eating all that sugar, and I'm pretty sure a lot of it had to do with his youth, as he aged, he stopped that. He cut all the sugar and everything out of his diet. But it was an interesting. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That is it. No, I was just saying. Yeah, you would never think that he was on a candy diet. He might have just had a really good workout. I've seen athletes, wrestlers talk about they eat whatever, but they just got to work out a little harder. So.
Well, listen, I've take it from the podcast's resident fat ass. It is damn near impossible to outwork a terrible diet. Of course, there's outliers. There's always going to be people who no matter. I think we all know that one person in our lives who could seem to eat anything and never gain weight. So. But at the same time, that's a ridiculous amount of sugar for anybody to consume.
That is insane. Yes. So Dwight Howard's diet, that much candy, that many calories, like I said, was a win if you're a kid on Halloween. That's a haul. That's a good night.
He was eating that every day.
Every day, yeah. A grown man, but I'm just saying, like, kids are like, oh my God, that would be amazing, especially on Halloween.
Especially on Halloween, yeah. So I wanted to take that topic. I found it interesting. I know some people could look at it like it's like, what the hell are you guys talking about? But what I wanted to do was parlay that into another topic, which is, do you have like a celebrity athlete endorsed candy that was released that kind of sticks to your brain from when we were growing up? And listen, it doesn't really happen hell, Mr. Beast has a damn candy bar now. Oh yeah. So very popular. But for athletes, it was never really something that kind of stuck, unless you want to say, I don't know, maybe Baby Ruth's, where it's kind of tied to his name. But I don't know if Babe Ruth had like a direct association with like the launching of that product.
I'm not sure about that. I do know that Babe Ruth did have a candy bar, so he might be the original athlete that had a candy endorsement.
Got it. Yeah.
Shaq had a bar. A lot of athletes have had candy bars, and they come and go. It's more of a, but we're gonna go back to our villain, because Angel Reese, using that last name Reese, has endorsement with Reese.
Reese's, yes, she does.
Reese PC, Reese Cups. So,
no, you want to know what's interesting? I didn't know that. I knew that she had I've only seen her on the Reese's Pieces or the Reese's cereal. She's literally on the box.
True, but candy,
correct, with the Reese's brand tied to her last name. So, understood.
No, but I know that's the only endorsement right now. I try to think, like, I mentioned another episode. Larry Johnson had cookies, Grandmama cookies. And then the other is not candy, and it's not an endorsement. But do you remember Karan Butler had a Mountain Dew addiction?
I do remember the Mountain Dew addiction. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. That's one of the ones I thought of when we were talking about all this. It was like, I remember Karan Butler had to wean himself off of Mountain Dew. A professional basketball player was addicted to soda.
Yeah, addicted to soda. And to tie it back to someone that we, kind of pointed out as a prior sports villain, apparently the player, do you remember the player who got him to stop drinking Mountain Dew?
Kobe Bryant. It was
Mr. Kobe Bryant, R.I.P., who broke him and was like, no, dude, like, you're not going to do this, And I want you to think about it, especially, and I'm going to see if I can find, he would have, and I'm going to read a quote from Karan Butler. He said, I literally had a Mountain Dew, a 1 liter or 2 liter bottle, and I immediately tried to hide it. He was hiding it, and Kobe asked him, hey man, come on, you can't be putting that stuff in your body. What the hell are you doing? So sometimes sometimes you need that friend. You need that person who's going to pull you aside and say, hey man, like, what you're doing is ridiculous.
I just envision Karan Butler, during practice or during games, having somebody put Mountain Dew in his Gatorade bottle and squirting that in his mouth.
Listen, it's the same color as the lemon lime Gatorade, And listen, we can say whatever we want. I'm not a big soda drinker, but Mountain Dew is damn good.
Mountain Dew is top 2 for me. So
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's another episode. We'll do top 5 5 sodas all time.
That's it. Yeah, but Mountain Dew is delicious. I cannot blame them. So
got it. No, neither can I.
All right, so our next topic is let's go into the scariest athletes.
Yeah, so this is our fun/random topic, the wacky thing that we want to go over this week. So you threw this on the list, Kent. Mm-hmm. You put it in the rundown. I think it's a fantastic question. There's so many directions that we can go with this, but you've got it listed as scariest players/athletes of all time. I am going to let you lead off on this, sir.
Yeah, so I'm just going to I tried to make a list of every athlete, and it's different reasons, right?
No. I don't want you to do that. Let's do this. Give me yours. I'll go with mine, and then we can go over the list.
Like, how many you want me to give you? I got a pretty long list.
No, here's the thing. You've got to pick one.
Oh,
Hold on. Pick one. I pick one, and then we go over the list. Because I got a list too.
wow. I got so many.
I know you do.
Different reasons too.
I know.
Wow.
But pick one, and we can go over some of them. But I mean, let's.
Scariest, man. Oh, man. Wow.
Scariest player all time. Scariest athlete all time.
Now you're making me choose.
Yes.
God
Yeah.
damn.
If you want me to go, I'll go.
Yeah. You go. I got to think about it. I wasn't prepared to pick just one.
Yeah, no, I put you on the spot, but I mean,
Yeah.
because we could sit here and we could rattle off names all day, and maybe we do a deep dive into each and every one. But I need like that one. So for me,
yeah, who's yours? And maybe it'll trigger something in me to.
so for me, so we say scariest players of all time. So that just when I hear the word scary, I start to think of words and terms that are synonymous with it. I start to think of crazy, unpredictable, lose their mind in the middle of a game. And I'm keeping this specifically to sports. I'm not going to take this externally. You can if you want to. So if this isn't an on the field, off the field type thing.
Nah.
But I am going to go with Ndamukong Suh.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to go with Ndamukong Suh because he was a player that had gotten the reputation of being so dirty that some of the things that he were doing could cause injuries that could end your career. Stomping on guys' legs, and it was always done in the veil of him being fired up and being an emotional, huge, oversized type player. Dominant player for, a stretch of some years there. But for me, like when I saw him, it was just like, he was so scary that I didn't even know if I would want him on my team, even if he was a great player, because of the level of unpredictability and the things that he would do would actually hurt the team as well. He would just kind of lose his mind. So off the top of my head, that was just the first one that came to me, and I think it's a strong pick.
It's a really good one, and I did not have it on any list that I made, but that's a really good one. He damn near ripped Jake Delhomme's head off. With grabbing the face mask,
correct?
And
that's the thing. It was a violent. Oh my goodness! And I mean, again, take his size out of it. Like to grab someone's helmet like that in that manner. Oh, terrible, man. Yeah, scary guy.
Cam Newton, also famously, as I still like to call him, Donkey Kong Suh.
Donkey Kong Suh. Yeah, that's gonna live on.
It's stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Anyways. Yeah, man, I'm going to go just a different route. I'm going to stay football, though. I got a list, but I'm going to go scary in the sense of I think the opposing team was scared of this guy, and he is a top defensive player in the NFL history, and he might have had a little extra juice or whatever in him, but Lawrence Taylor.
Mr. Powder. I'm sorry, you said juice. Did you mean powder?
Yeah, maybe he had something that was fueling him. I don't know. But Lawrence Taylor, I'm just gonna say he's the scariest, and that's all based on like the competitive side of being scary. You knew him on the other side, and Ray Lewis might be in that too. But Lawrence Taylor, some say maybe the greatest defensive player ever, linebacker ever in NFL history. I'm sure. There's a bunch of football players, but on the competitive side, I'll just go with Lawrence Taylor as you see him on the other side. You might want to run the other way. Ask Joe Theismann.
Yes.
Now that wasn't like on purpose, but
No, and look, it happened.
Still,
it was something we all watched it happen live. Yes.
I'm sure after that, other quarterbacks were flinching when Lawrence Taylor would sack them.
Yeah, no, I could see that. Yeah, I can absolutely see that.
Yeah.
No, LT is a good one. That's a nice strong pick. And I did kind of take some of the air out of your balloon. So, do you want to go ahead and just kind of rattle off some of the other names? We could just breeze through them real quick. Yeah. Some of the people who didn't make that top pick.
If you remember John Randall for the Minnesota Vikings, he'd come out there with his face paint, a beast on the defensive line. Brian Bosworth, Refrigerator Perry. We got Ron Artest, Dennis Rodman, Bill Lambier, Charles Oakley, Draymond Green. Different reasons. Grayson Allen, you might get tripped. You're scared maybe to just be close to him. Ronnie Lott, one of the big safeties. He might have been missing. I think he was like missing a finger or something. I can't remember. And then I had to go I could go wrestling all day, but I put this guy on here for wrestling UFC, and that's Brock Lesnar. He's a beast of a man still to this day. He may scare you if you would get into possibly a real fight.
Yeah, no, those are all really good picks, man. The Brock Lesnar one is interesting. Yeah, and he's one of those big menacing, and that would lend it to his character and his actual fighting style, as an MMA fighter too. So
yeah, until he got knocked out, then you're not scared of him no more.
Well, no, I mean, and you can say that all you wanted to, but I mean, he's still a beast. That's the. I mean, MMA is different, man. Like, boxers. I feel boxers. Their record. It's like, hey, how many losses do they have? And MMA guys lose all the time. Even the best fighters are going to have losses on their record, but I mean, he was also fighting other killers as well. But him as a presence is a great pick as a scary athlete.
And I've got a really quick funny story about Brock Lesnar and why he's scary. So, really quick, in the wrestling business, there was a wrestler, Mark Merrow. He was married to a female. She ended up being a wrestler, Valet Sable. So, come to find out, Mark Merrow's like, I think my wife is cheating on me. So he's gonna now Mark Merrow, it was like a boxer before he was a wrestler, so he could fight. So Mark Merrow, again, trying to he feels like something's wrong, whatever. Come to find out, he's like, yeah, I think she's cheating, and he's like, man, when I find this guy, it's on. Oh, then he finds out it's Brock Lesnar. And he says this, right? He was just like, all right, it's all good. We had a good run. So.
I wouldn't want to fight. Well, listen, I'd fight Brock Lesnar with maybe 20 guys behind me, and we all had like crowbars. I think I'd take my chances.
Yeah, I would need 2 baseball bats wrapped in barbed wire with spikes coming out of them. All right, so there goes another episode of Fanatically Speaking, Halloween edition this time. Again, I am Kent, the co-host and promoter.
Yes, and I am Logoff, the Logoff legend, the hater of social media. I am the co-host and producer of the show.
Please remember to go listen to us on all podcast outlets, but also, follow us on TikTok, IG, YouTube. Well, you can listen to us on YouTube as well. And on Facebook. Comment on our post, share our post, give us feedback, download the episodes, all that fun stuff to help us keep growing.
Yes, please like, rate, subscribe, share. Feel free to engage with us on the social media pages. I hate social media, so it will not be me, but someone will. Make sure to send us whatever your thoughts are. Especially and I don't know, maybe send out what you think your favorite Halloween candy is. Closing out the show, give me one name, Kent. Your favorite Halloween candy. What you got?
I like miniature Snickers.
The miniature ones. Oh, because they're smaller. It's almost like drinking a Diet Coke.
I can eat 100, and I was like, oh, I didn't eat that much.
Exactly. No, that's a damn good one. I'm gonna go with something that I have deemed probably the most underrated candy bar, I'm going to say, of all time. I'm going to go with those Butterfingers, man. I love Butterfingers. Nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger.
Bart Simpson. Yeah, they get stuck in my teeth, so I can't do that.
They get stuck in my teeth too, but it doesn't stop me from stuffing my face with them. Doesn't stop me. But no, guys, that's another episode. We appreciate you guys listening in, and make sure to engage with us. Follow us, find us, follow us, and reach out to us and let us know what you think. Are you good, Kent?
I'm good. I'm out.
All right, I'm out. Let's kill it.